welcome back to Ozark Mountains Outdoors. Well guys, gals, I have not been posting up video lately because I was busy, and of course, you know, the weather, it got very cold all suddenly. But anyway, I'm planning to go on a hog trip in Texas. So I'm working on a load with my 223 rounds, okay? So I'm gonna load this round for my hog trip. There's a ranch down there that I'll be going to. But anyway, I was thinking if that I would share how I prep my load, okay? And the first part would be prepping my brass, okay? And in a way that, you know, it's a budget way of doing it because I do not shoot a lot, and I load my rounds for hunting purpose. So that means, you know, I'm not a competitor shooter, so I do not need all those equipment. And I guess this video is looking towards individual that who's a beginner loader like myself and looking into loading but do not want to spend a lot of money on other equipment, okay? But anyway, let's get the first part ready and I'll show you my tricks and tips, okay? All right, come over here. For video purpose, I'll be using showing you guys how I prep 3 brass on the K. Usually I have like 25 to 40 brass, and it is all organized out, but this is for video, so I just gotta leave it like this. But remember, when you do your reloading, make sure that everything's organized. But anyway, I use simple things around the house, okay? I use a steel wool. I use a super fine one, and they're cheap. They're like $5 to $7 depending on the brand. I use simple green, okay? You could get this in Amazon for like what, $6-7 a can and get the foamy action kind. I'll show you later in the video. And of course, you know, everybody that owns a firearm should have some sort of a cleaning solution. And I use Hop number 9, and it is cheap. It's like $3.75, so you know, between $4 and $5. You could get this at Walmart. And of course, you know, Q-tips, unique Q-tips, okay? It is cheap. You could get them at dollar store for like $3, okay, for 500 in a pack. So yep. You need this. It will become very useful later on. Okay, let me show you how I do it, and take a good look at these brass. See how tarnished they are, okay? See how tarnished, okay? And it is once fire brass, and I will show you how I do it. And for the individual that have never done reloading, I'll show you guys what's inside this brass, okay? Let me cut this one up, okay? So okay. All right, so basically, I don't know if you guys could see it, but inside here is some little film tarnish from the afterblast, okay? And this is what we want to remove from the inner diameter of this casing, all right? And yeah, but all the other stuff, you know, it is just manicure. But this is the important thing because you know, you want to get it out. But yep, let's get to the cleaning. Okay, what I use is of course, you know, you must have a drill. A cordless or a corded drill will do, and they're cheap. It doesn't have to be the fancy one, but anyway, I start off with the shell holder, okay? And what you do is you put the shell holder in your drill like this, and then there's a slot right here. You slide your shell into the shell holder and turn it clockwise to lock it in, okay? And make sure your drill is set to run counterclockwise. I'll tell you later on why I run it counterclockwise. Okay, take a piece of steel wool, just kind of flatten it out, and kind of like sandwich it in, okay? And this is what I do. I turn it slowly and move back and forth motion, okay? All right, there you go. And this is the first step, and it's already, you know, shiny. And yep, let's go ahead and get the other one in. And the individual wondering, if I do that, will it grind my casing? All right, let's get this measurement going. 0 on the caliper, and below the head it should be 0.3735. Okay, and below the shoulder it should be 0.3550. All right, okay, so keep that number in mind. And let me run this through, and I'm gonna press it in a little bit firmer and let it spin longer than I normally do it, okay? Just to prove that you are not removing the brass or grinding the brass. You are just removing the tarnish. Okay, and also the longer you do it, the shinier it gets. And here's the caliper. Okay, let's 0 it. Okay, it is 0. So what was that number? 0.3715. There you go. It's pretty darn close. There you go. 0.340. So that's pretty damn close. Okay, so you are not grinding your brass. Okay, let's go to step 2 now. What I like to do, step 2 is I like to full size my my brass, okay, before I do anything else. And what I use is Lee lubricant, and this is what I have, and this is what I've been using. There's a lot of lubricant that's outside, you know, on the internet that you could get, but you know, just pick your favorite lubricant. So basically I just lightly put it. So like they say, you know, a little goes a long ways. So all I do is just rub it all the way around the casing, and I do put some like on the top of this neck because I just like to do that. Okay, anyway, the individual that have never loaded before, this is a press. This is a Lee classic press. It's a torque press. See, you could turn it. All right. But anyway, I'm using a full sizing die. I'm not going to explain how I set it up because there's a lot better tutorial video that explain that. And well, this is your handle that controls the ram. Okay, I do not know why they call it the ram. It's because, you know, when you do it, you ram it up. So maybe that's why that name comes about. Anyway, this is your shield holder. It's exactly the same concept as the one that I put on the drill earlier. So you just slide into the slot like this, okay, and then just ram it up. All right, and after I do that, bring the ram down, and I take this cotton cloth. You don't have to use it, but you know, I just do it for cleanness. So I would like to remove as much of the lubricant out as possible. And as you can see, it is getting shinier. Okay, it's already starting to look good, guys. Look at that. Okay, all right, so this is the second step now. Okay, let me put this away. Let's do the third step. Okay, the third step will be let's get this drill back here. The third step is like I would like to, oh, also this process right here, you see this little needle that sticks out right here. Okay, that needle remove the primer cap. Okay, so it's already been removed, that's why you don't see it. Okay, and yeah, so let's get back to the third step. The third step will be uniforming my my primer pockets. Okay, and I'll show you that later on in the process why I uniform it, and I'll tell you some tricks or some info about it. Okay, so make sure this has two sides. There's a large rifle and there's a small rifle. The small rifle is the one you get to use for 2 to 3 rounds or pistol rounds. So I just put it in the chuck and just hand tie it. Okay. All right. So this is what I do. Make sure you have your cutter, your drill set to run counterclockwise. The way this cutter has been made, when you insert it into your drill, it is made to cut counterclockwise. Okay. A lot of people do not know this, but when they buy the uniformer tools, they spin it clockwise. It'll cut, but it's not cutting. It's actually grinding. So there's a difference between grinding and cutting. So remember now, this is what I have learned and noticed. Okay, so it cuts this way. So that's how this bit right here has been made. Okay, anyway, enough talking. See how dirty that is? Okay, so I'm gonna uniform it, and this is a fixed uniformer. So it is fixed that if I uniform it, it'll go to the depth of 1.20. Okay. All right, so you put it in and just slowly squeeze and feel for it. Feel for it. Okay. Just a couple of seconds, shake it. And look, it's already looking good, but I do it 2 times. And just kind of blow or just knock the shaving off, and then just put it back in again and feel for it. What I mean about feel for it, you want to make sure that the feeling of this bit is not cutting any more brass from the pocket, and that it is butt up against the head of the brass and the flush point of this cutter. Okay. All right, so we are good with this one. Let's do it again. See how dirty it is? Okay. Well, let's put it in again slowly. Okay, shake it down. Put it again for the second time. When you do this, guys, just let the motor do its work. All you do is you just want to hold it firmly like this. Okay, and don't wiggle it back and forth, or else you will enlarge the your primer pockets. Okay. All right, let me see. Yep, just need a little bit more. All right, there we go. Okay, now this is the 3rd step. Okay, so when I get to the 3rd step, okay, the 4th step will be the trimming. Okay, so you have to trim. Since this is a once fired brass already, I will trim it. And let's zero my caliper back again. And I always zero the caliper. Okay, anyhow it's 0. I try to zero it. Okay, so here it is. Here's the measurement of. Whoa, I guess this is good already. 1.751. So it is good. So I don't need to trim this one. Let's see this one. Okay, 1.762. So we have to trim this. Okay, and the SAMI spec. Okay, the SAMI spec for trimming the your 223 rounds. The minimum is 1.74 of an inch, and the maximum is 1.76 of an inch. But in my warranty manual, it is telling me to trim it down to 1.75. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Do some trimming. Bring the drill back. Move this aside. Where did I put it? Where's that chuck holder? Oh, okay. I couldn't find it. Okay, anyway, put in your chuck holder. Your shell holder into the drill chuck. Lock it in. And this is what they call a lead case trimmer. Okay, and this is your pilot. And of course, the pilot will end against this back plate right here. And once it hits this black back plate, it's not gonna grind anymore. Okay, so that's when you know that you are bottom out and you are good. All right, so same thing, clockwise to lock it in. And when I trim it, I usually turn it a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of wobbles on it. So this is damn good right here already. So what you do is you just put your pilot, and this pilot right here, or case trimmer set, it is dedicated just for 223 rounds. Okay, So every cutter is dedicated to every rounds that or casing that you are, or caliber that you are doing. Okay, anyway, I just slowly spin it and make sure it is spinning counterclockwise, okay? Because like the other tools, this one cuts counterclockwise. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like shaving coming off from this brass right here, okay? And just slowly push it in, but not to the extent that it is crazy like this, you know, just slowly. And then once there's no more shaving coming off, and once it butts up, you're good. All right, so this is trim, and this one we measured, it was a 1.75 or 74, and I'll show you. Okay, when I put this one in, this cutting tool is not gonna cut it. See how there's no shaving coming off of it? Okay, so that means it is the depth is, it's already where this gauge is, okay? And if you measure the tip of this gauge to the end of this, to the base of this gauge, it is preset for 1.75, okay? So it's already there per SAMI spec. All right, so after when I finish, trimming it, the fifth step will be using your Deburr, okay? So this is very cheap. All the tools I use here are standard basic tools that are budget tools, okay? And this side, deburr the outer diameter of this neck and just slowly twist it gently. And this side, do the inner diameter of this neck like this, all right? And what you want to do is you want to remove the burr like that, okay? And also, you know, if you're not confident, then just run your finger through like this, and you will feel it like kind of grab onto your skin. But if you do it long enough, then you already know, you know, by experience, what is acceptable and what's not. Anyway, okay, the fifth step is just to make sure that the head space, okay, that the head space it's within SAMI spec. So I use the Lee Wilson gauge, all right? And this gauge, it is milled down or bore down to the SAMI spec, okay? And so basically, let me show you how to properly use this gauge. I have read this manual for 4 times, okay? 4 times already. And if you have one of these and have not read this manual, just please read it. It has a lot of good information. But this is how you're supposed to use it, okay? So you put it on a flat area surface, and what you do is you just drop your gauge down like this. Do not press on it. Just let gravity do its work. There is a upper and a lower step. So you want to put between the upper and the lower step. So as long as within the upper or between the upper and the lower step, you are good. You are within SAMI spec, okay? And just run your blade right across it. And if it's not catching, then this round is good. All right, so let's put this aside. And then let's get the other round. And all you do is just drop it in. And just do it again. So it is good. And just kind of go down on the lower step. See, it's catching the side of this head. So that means it is good, all right? So it is good. And we are measuring this head space right here, in between here. And if it's within SAMI spec, then when after I finish loading this cartridge will be compatible to go on to any 223 round chamber of firearms, okay? Right, and the other side is like this. A lot of people, when I see it, they put it like this, they hold it like this, and then they look at it, they gauge it. But that's not how you're supposed to do it. Same concept, you put it on a flat area like this, okay? And you glide across it, okay, it's good. And oh, it's good, it's below, so it's between. So this one is good. And same thing, right? So, yep, clear. And yep, it is good. It's just a little bit below this. I mean, it's just flush with this lower step. So it is good. It's still within SAMI spec, okay? All right. So now we know that it is good to go. But anyway, we want to let's put this over here. Anyway, we want to now the final step is that we want to remove these tarnish, okay, out of the casing. So this is what I do. A lot of people will disagree with me on this, that likes to load, but I do it anyway. I use this solvent right here, okay, and this solvent, a lot of people do not like it because they think that it's gonna cross-contaminate or remove the zinc from the brass. But anyway, if you are using an ultrasonic tanks or even a tumbling equipment, you will have to use some sort of a chemical, okay, in order to remove the tarnish from the inner diameter of this casing. All right, so it's chemical. Chemical is chemical, period. And anyway, this is what I do. I'm showing you guys how I do it, okay? I'm not telling you guys that you should do it, all right? Just to make that clear now. And here, just grab a little bit and you put it in here and shove it all the way to the end of this case, and just make a 360 turn, because you want to get this corner good. And then just kind of like you know, scrub all the way around your casing where the shoulder meets and your neck. And look how dirty it is. All right, let me do it one more time. Usually I use gloves, but for video, well, I should have used gloves, but anyway, I only showing you guys 2 rounds, so yeah, that's the reason why I didn't use gloves. But anyway, there you go. See, look how dirty it is. And sometimes the back piece, I kind of like scrub on the back area too, like this, and in the pocket primer hole. Okay, there you go. All right, okay. So usually I have like 25 or 40 rounds across, and by the time I get done with 20 or 40 rounds, the first one it's already been soaked like 10 or 15 minutes already. So okay, so let's pretend that it's been soaking here for 10 minutes. So this is what I do. I grab another Q-tips, and this step is to mop up any of these solvents, okay? So it will remove, your Q-tips will absorb like, let's say 90% of the solvent that's inside. And also it's removing the whatever film that's inside. See, it's removing it, and I just use the make sure that it fits the other part. Look at that. Oh, sorry. And then here's the second one. Same concept. You want to absorb, or what they call a mop, up any of the solvent inside. And look at that. And then turn it to the other side, and same thing. All right. And of course, this back part, just go like this, and just go like this. All right. Okay. So let's throw this away. Here you go. Okay. So now, this is where the simple green comes in play. Okay. So let me tell you some little info so you guys won't be worried. Okay. So here's your solvent. Your solvent remove the tarnish from inside of your brass. Okay. And now the simple green is a degreaser, so it's gonna remove the solvent from the inside of your brass. Okay. Why I use this foaming action one? Because when you spray it inside here, it's gonna expand to the inner diameter of your shell. Okay. So simple, just slowly just spray it. See how expanded in here? And I overdid this, just a little bit. Okay, all right, see? Okay, so normally if I have like a row of 20 or 50, I spray it over it like this, okay? And okay, I'm making a mess here. And I let it soak. Okay, I let it soak in here, and while this, I usually let it soak for like 10 minutes. Okay, before I go on to the washing it off. But anyway, let's soak it for like a few minutes, and with that few minutes, let me explain to you why I uniform my primer pockets. Okay. Okay. Here's the rounds that I have done. It's ready. It's ready to load. But I just take one out. And okay, the reason why I uniform this is because when you buy, and I do not know that you guys know it, and some of my friends that they are doing reload, they do not even know this, but when you buy a pack or a break of these a primer, any kind of primer, the manufacturing do not arm your primer. And you guys will probably be thinking, what is this guy talking about, arming the primer? Okay, a primer is a primer, but that's wrong. The reason why I said that the manufacturer do not arm the primer is that you have your primer cap, okay, and you have a compound that's the priming compound that's inside the primer, and you have your anvil. Your anvil has 3 sides to it that kind of look like a flower, okay, that seats inside your primer caps, and they seat it, but not all the way to where it is touching the compound. Okay, so that means it's not armed. They do this for safety guidelines. Okay, so for example, if they seat it all the way in, then if someone drops it or they drop the whole box or something, it's gonna pop and it's gonna have a chain reaction. If someone even step on it, it might pop. So it's explosion. So that's why they take that precaution. So now, when it comes to me, okay, I will show you a picture somewhere here, okay, showing you the primer that has not been armed yet, and you could tell if you look carefully. You will see your primer cap, and you will see the anvil protruding, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 off from your primer caps. Okay, but anyway, if you can see it, and that's what it is. But now let's get back to uniforming it. Okay, I like to uniform it because of that reason. When you square off your primer pocket, when you seat your primer, you are not just seating the primer, you are also seating the anvil up against the priming compound in the primer, and seating the primer up against the base of your primer pocket. So you are seating and arming your round. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But if not, you can look it up on a website. They do have it. And yeah, I was doing a lot of research, and I found that out. And it's very interesting. So that's why I would like to share it with you guys. And if you guys already know, that's wonderful. If not, then there you go. All right. Anyway, enough talking. So this step right here, it is optional, but I like to do it. Normally, when you let it soak for 10 or 15 minutes, you just throw it in here. But for me, I like to take another clean cotton swab and just kind of like scrub it again one more time inside here, just for safety, and then throw it in here again, scrub it in, and you can see all these foam in here. It's still sitting in there, and then you throw it in. All right, like that. Normally, if I do between 20 to 50, I use a 5-gallon bucket and fill it up halfway with hot water. Okay, and once I put in all my brass, then I would hold the handle and just agitate it like this, back and forth for about 30-40 seconds, under a minute, and then just let it sit and let it soak in there for about another 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, and after that, then just strain out the water and just rinse it again, and you're good to go. So let's pretend that we did that already. Okay, then you would pull, your brass out and leave it on a tray like this, and then let it sit like this. And I normally put like a regular fan just to blow on it. However long it takes to dry, that's however long that I'm gonna wait. Okay, and let's pretend that it's dry already. Okay, so just to do that, let me just clean this brass off like this. Okay, and just kind of remove this out of the way. All right. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Okay, this is clean brass now, guys. It is shiny. It looks brand new. And look, I have some Lopora case, 2 to 3 rounds, and they're brand new. See, they're brand new. I just got them. And if I put them side by side, and look, it is basically the same. Okay, it is just like what they say, spanking new. Okay, and yeah, this is how I do it, guys. And from here, I put it in a nice uniform container, and these are ready to put in the charge. Okay, so I'll be using these 50 rounds with my Hornady EDL tips, 73 grain for my upcoming hog hunt. And if you guys would like to see me how I put the charge in, seat in the primer, put in my charge, and seat the bullets, then just let me know. I'll make a video of it. But if not, then it's okay. I might just make one anyway. But well, guys, gals, I hope this video is useful. If it is, then keep it. If it's not, then just go ahead and just throw it away. But anyway, look for this video that my hunting video that's coming up, and it's a hog hunting video in Texas, and I'll bring my 25 cal. See if I could take down a small hog with that air gun. And other than that, then I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay safe and healthy during this time of the year, and till then, see ya.